Also, this down here is what we use to open the hood of the Jeep. Somewhere down there is the hood latch. There we go. So anyway, let's talk about the story of the death wobble. So, Chad told me basically that, you know, he called me about, maybe a year and a half ago, and he said, hey, because, you know, we drove around in this Jeep all those summers during Totus Tuus, and I always told him, hey, if it gets to the point that Jeep is just worth nothing, don't send it to the reclaim yard. I will always take it. And he called me about a year and a half ago, and he said, hey, the Jeep has been sitting in the rectory parking lot, and it's kind of an eyesore. And it's a little hot today. It is. Yeah, that's another thing. He mentioned to me after we got up there that the heater and air conditioning don't work. So he said, yeah, do you have a place where you can keep it inside? And I said, no. If I buy it from you, it's going to go to it's going to go to Kate's house. The Strunk Salvage Farm. Yeah. Out in the pasture, and it'll sit for like 10 years until I get an opportunity to rebuild it. And he didn't call me back after that. So then I get a call this year in Lent, maybe like a week into Lent, and Father tells me, he says, well, I'm looking to simplify my life this Lent, and if you can get this Jeep out of here by the time Easter comes, then you can have it for $1, and if you can't, then it's going to the reclaim. So I said, sure, I'll come get it. And he said, well, it hasn't run in 3 years. It's been in the rectory parking lot for 3 years. So I called him up a few weeks later, and I said, hey, we're heading up there. And he said, well, how are you going to get it back home? And I said, I'm going to drive it back home. And he said, ooh, that ought to be an adventure. So anyway, we actually had a really good time. We went up there, and St. Mary's Colgan actually has a garage there that's really nice. I brought my socket set, and it worked out really well. We basically spent the whole night till about 11:30 or midnight just listening to music and working on the old Jeep. I replaced the battery and then the starter, and then it started right up after that. So we decided, you know, it's 11:30 at night, what do we do now? We decided we'll all go see Suzanne, because, you know, she has kids and her husband's away from home, and so for work, yeah. So we went to that was actually, they were debating that big teacher bill. Yeah. So I said, you know, I want to test this thing out at kind of high speed because we're gonna be driving it back to Durant tomorrow. That way. And he said, okay. And I said, okay, well, so we went north of Pittsburgh there, and you know, once I hit about 54 miles an hour, the old Jeep started shuddering very violently and seemed to like dive towards the ditch, to which Father Chad said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it started to do that towards the end of its life. So that's the purpose of our trip today, as we want to photograph this death wobble, as it were. Anyway, so yeah, can you think of anything else that needs to be said?
We learned how to drink a Nancy.
we did indeed, which of course was Kate's favorite part of the whole deal.
No, seeing Chad and Ricky was the favorite part.
That's right, Ricky was there too.
You're welcome,
so, yeah.
Ricky.
Right, it's good that he got to make a cameo.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? The air conditioner didn't work. There was a large crowbar in here that Chad used to use to hit the starter. which I think what was happening is the oil filter adapter was the thing that was leaking a ton of oil underneath this thing.
You wanna go?
And I think it leaked all the oil into the starter, and that prevented the starter from working. So anyway, yeah, here's the, here we go. Get a good shot of the windshield too, so here we go. As you can see, we're having problems. It's not very humorous when you're here driving it, but
It feels like an earthquake.
in fact, I think it's starting to vibrate the mirror off of the windshield. Damn it.
Luke just broke the wind. Ah.
Well, anyway,
And now this video contains profanity.
well, anyway, I'd say that's just about good enough to sign off right there. Thanks, Father Chad. You rock.
As a person, not as an owner of a Jeep, though.
Actually, I do want to say, if you look up here in the corner here, it does look like this vehicle has been routinely serviced, which I think has kept the engine. I mean, the engine runs great, so it's in good working order, other than the parts that fall off. So yeah, that's enough of that. I promise you though, one day this thing will be in good enough shape that Father Chad can use it as his daily driver again. That's the goal. You know, because that's what really America is all about. I'm just rambling at this point.
Yep, you are.
Yeah, so.
Just sign off.
So, over and out. See ya.